It's time for your daily crypto update with Framework Fortune Crypto. I'm your host Ben, and I know I missed yesterday. Had some things going on, but got everything straightened out, so we're back on track now. And we actually have some nice movement in the crypto markets. Bitcoin breaking out of this downward sloping channel. Very strong breakout all the way up to 34,000. Currently getting held up at 34,000 resistance. We just need to break that 35 and we could see a bull market start up again. But very nice to see this breakout of this downward sloping channel to push back up into some of these areas. Like I said, I think we're probably going to head over 35,000 and start consolidating again like we did back here before we break 40,000. But for the time being, Bitcoin is looking good. Same thing with Ether. Ether broke that downtrend, broke back above 2,000, ran all the way to 2,200 so far, so very nice. We should hold 2,000 from now on. I was alerting this pattern last night in the frameworkfortune.com website. This was a inverse head and shoulders. So you got your head here, shoulder here, and we broke to the upside. So normally back here like this would be a regular head and shoulders, where you got the head through here, shoulder here, and it leads to that sell-off. Well, you just flip this upside down, and this is the exact same pattern. And instead of getting a sell-off, you get a rip up. So very bullish move for Ethereum. If it can hold 2,000, we may be moving back into a hot market. We don't really have any top gainers today. It looks like the highest one is REP with 8%, so not much. But we just went on a pretty good rebound on a lot of the cryptos. So we're just kind of consolidating right here in these areas as Bitcoin tries to break 34,000, it looks like. CGLD is one I've been saying to keep an eye on for a nice rebound. And it did move back up to this 240 area. Did try to test 250. So another test of 250, and we could see it back up to the top of this downtrend. But looking good so far. Now, I think CLV is one to keep on watch now. All that big volatility has kind of slowed down. And we do have that same inverse head and shoulders pattern right here. Shoulder, head, shoulder. So it looks like we might get a breakout. And if big volume comes in for a breakout, this can rip really hard. We know it can. We've seen it happen in the past here recently. So this one is definitely one to keep on very close watch. I am currently swinging a small position of it. Cardano, since it kind of follows Ether, breaking that downtrend as well. Do have the 10-day crossed over the 50, and we're holding 120 at the moment. So breaking 125, and we should see that 145, 150 again. But it may be, another week of consolidation since we just had this pretty decent rebound. I mean, it was all the way down back at $1 again and pushed all the way back up to $1.25. So some consolidation in here, but Cardano has held a lot better than most of the other cryptos. So at some point, and you can see more volume has started coming back in here in Cardano, I think we're still going to get that breakout. It's showing more strength on the technical side than anything else. Vechain, this had the same pattern, that inverse head and shoulders, head, shoulders, shoulder, breaking up out of it so far and trying to hold that 7-cent support. Hold of that 7-cent support, and we're going to see another bounce up. If it can't hold 7, then it'll probably come back down to 6.8, this area here where there's a lot of congestion, and that 50-day is there. Looking like it's probably going to bounce off of this area. ICP, this one I've been high alert the last couple of days, and it got that nice little bounce up to 40, actually all the way up to 45 so far, and it does have room to continue running up to 50. So it's consolidating right now, kind of looking like it's making a bit of a bull flag possibly. We can draw this right here, top of these two candles connected, and then the bottom's right here. And it would be something like this. So if that's how the consolidation goes, we'll see break of the downtrend that has started here on the top of the triangle. and we could see this easily continue to push up. If it breaks to the bottom though, it could drop back down to that 32, 33 area. But nice rip on that so far. This is also the same inverse head and shoulders pattern. Head there, shoulder, shoulder, and then the nice big rip. So ICP just breaking out earlier than most of these other head and shoulders patterns. Some of them are breaking and holding, but this one's such a low supply, and that's why I had it on watch, because any decent amount of buying volume is going to push this dollars. Polkadot, I was saying down in that $10, $11, $12 area was pretty cheap for it. And same thing, same pattern. Shoulder, head, shoulder, and breaking up out of it, but trying to hold this support here about $13.25 it looks like, and that $13 as well. So a hold of this area, we'll probably see Polkadot push back up to 15. Not getting quite as much volume as some of the others, but enough to push it up, and it's on a nice uptrend at the moment. Cosmos with the same pattern, head here, shoulder, shoulder, but we haven't quite broken out of the shoulder yet. Still kind of getting hung up right at it, so I would expect the breakout to come in the next couple of days. So this could be one to potentially swing maybe if it can continue to hold right where it's at. Break of 12, we could easily see Atom back up to 15. So Skale having a break over the downtrend, and actually the 10-day is crossing back over the 50. So getting a little bit of bullish movement out of Skale. Now it is the same pattern, the same inverse head and shoulders pattern, but look at the volume on Skale. There's been a lot of volume coming in on it compared to some of the other ones. So if we see that big volume continue, then we could see it break back up to this 25-cent area. Looking good for that breakout. I mean, it is over the downtrend and everything, so Skale actually looking pretty good. Gitcoin is one to keep an eye on. It doesn't have the head and shoulders pattern, but it actually has a double bottom. So you got this one bottom with a rebound, then a second bottom with a rebound. So if it can break over the top of this candle right around 7, basically if it can break 7, Gitcoin could push all the way back up to $8, maybe $9. But that double bottom signifying that a lot of the selling is done. So very possible we could see a pop out of that. And we got Polygon MATIC. This one has broken the downtrend. Same pattern, inverse head and shoulders, but it's climbing upwards out of the inverse head and shoulders instead of sideways like some of the other ones are. So it looks like Polygon is going to try to break $1 probably tonight or tomorrow. Rebreak of $1, we could see Polygon start to get back bullish. So not looking too bad here. Looks like we may have found that bottom on the crypto market after we'd had a pretty big correction, and that's what I've been saying. I'm not buying into the doom and gloom that all these cryptos are going to drop to some super crazy low prices. It just doesn't make sense when there's countries literally using it as a tender. So if there's any coins that I'm not currently covering that you would like me to cover on a weekly basis, leave them in the comments below and let me know your thoughts on any coins that I did cover. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. Stay safe out there. Until next time.